Storm Team.
All right, welcome back to Good Day Dakota on this Friday morning. It's 6:18. Before you get ready to go Black Friday shopping, we all need a quick check of the forecast. I know the snow is slowly making its way east. It's in Montana right now, but I know it's made its way into some of our North Dakota counties.
It's already made its way into southwestern corner of the state here. So maybe you've already gone shopping. You've got it done and over with.
Maybe they can watch the news too, right?
But if you're heading out later on today, you got to be mindful of the snow. Here's what we're dealing with right now, where we stand radar-wise. Of course, as we were mentioning, southwestern corner of the state, kind of between the New England and Mott areas, dealing with some more lighter bands of snow. At some cases, it is going to become moderate, especially out towards northeastern Montana there. So let's go ahead and zoom you a little bit tighter into what I'm talking about. Out towards Wolf Point, where you're seeing more of those darker shades of blue, that does indicate where we're likely dealing with more of some of those moderate bands of snow here, even approaching closer to the greater Lambert and Sydney area. Watford City along Highway 85, just dealing with some lighter flurries maybe at this point in time, but we are expecting to see more of this becoming widespread as the day goes on. Not quite to the Bisman area yet, but again, as I was mentioning before, between New England and Mott, down towards Hettinger, out towards Belfield, right along I-94 there is where we're starting to see more of that onset of snow. Temperature-wise across the region, not much of a difference. We're finally back into the teens for Minot at 10 degrees, 14 for Bismarck, 14 for Watford City, 12 out towards Williston. But as soon as you factor in those wind chill values brought to you by Absolute Comfort Plumbing and Heating there, teens below is what it is feeling like right along I-94 there, closer to the greater Dickinson area. Down towards Hettinger, feeling like 3 below, for the Williston area there as well. Rest of us feeling more like those single digits. So bundle up if you're heading out for any of that pre-holiday shopping early this morning. Let's jump right into the snow and how long it is expected to last here. Walking you through step by step on Precision Cast, going to the far southwestern corner of the state. That's where our attention points towards, even out towards western North Dakota as we approach the 7 o'clock hour. Closer to the midday hours, this will eventually be approaching the Bisman region, even along Highway 83 there, up between Bismarck and Minot. If you're closer to the Magic City area, this is not really the system for you in terms of greater snowfall amounts compared to the last one we saw. The major difference between these two systems from this week is the fact that the snow for this one, based on temperature, is going to take more of that light and powdery consistency to it because of where temperatures will be. So not much as high of a snow to liquid ratio there. But as you can see, as we get closer to, say, 8, 9 o'clock this evening, snow continues to fill in. Notice that sharp gap there between where there isn't likely going to be any snow and where there is going to be snow. As we get closer to, say, midnight, this continues for it slowly drops a little bit further down to the south here, by say 4, 5 o'clock tomorrow morning prior to sunrise. It's going to linger a little bit longer. If you're down to the south of Bismarck, right along Highway 83 there, closer to, say, greater Ashley, Linton, and Wishick area, even as we get down to Corson County, South Dakota, we're going to see this lingering on straight through the early afternoon. Beyond that, cloud cover is likely going to stay in place here, and that's going to leave us with a bit of a chill going into especially the second half of the weekend. Here is what we are expecting to see snowfall-wise. With the latest guidance, of course, not really much of a change compared to what we were showing you late yesterday evening with that snowfall map. We still expect to see the highest of totals in that 3 to 6 inch range down to the further south. You are located right near the South Dakota border between that 3 to 6 inch range, 3 to 5 inches towards the greater Dickinson area, and then up towards Williston and Minot. This is not really the system for you, looking at between a trace to an inch of snow at best. Williston, your next 5 going to reflect that downward spiral in temperatures. Single digits, all you're going to get towards as we get into Sunday, may get into the 30s as we get into Tuesday. Dickinson, your next 5 going to reflect that similar temperature pattern here, up to the 30s by the time we get towards Tuesday. Here's Minot's next several days really quickly here into the teens, and then possibly we get closer to the 30-degree mark by the time we get towards Tuesday. And finally, looking at Bismarck's next several days, talking the 20s, the teens, kind of everywhere in between. Possible we just barely get into the 30s briefly for Tuesday.
Yippee, high 8, 29 for a high. Look at those temperatures. Woo, we are North Dakota. It is here, folks. If you think winter's not here, well, you better think again, right?
You got to get ready for those overnight lows below zero because we got more of those coming likely.
Right. All right, coming up on Good Day Dakota, she's already reached